No, I cannot do anything else to the body of the car, but I can at least get my new engine ready. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So I've got my new clutch set up. So I got a new clutch bell with bearings, new flywheel collet pins, Dynamite Max Life shoes, and engine. So I got the two engines here. What I do when I do an engine swap is I grab a pair of digital calipers and I measured the end of the cranks because I have noticed the ends of some cranks are different sizes. So I measured the end of them to see if I'm in the same ballpark with shimming. We got 30.2 mils on the Dynamite. Same thing on the OS. Alright, let's build our new flywheel. So we got brand new Max Life shoes. We got some different clutch springs, new posts, new collet, everything. So we're gonna grab the shoe. There's a little hole at the bottom here. We're gonna put the longer end of the spring down there, and the little part of the spring facing up. Slide the shoe in and put a post in. No oil on the post, no Loctite on the threads, no nothing. There we go. Bam! You gotta love a new clutch. Looks so perfect. So we got new and old. This one is all beat up. No, this one is still good. I can keep on rebuilding this clutch. It really only needed new posts and shoes. The shoes are actually not that bad. This clutch is still good. It's a nice backup. There we have it, my two favorite clutches. The Losi clutch, I like it because it's very easy to maintain and it's simple. It's a nice, easy, simple clutch. This is probably my favorite clutch. It's better because it's got more tuning options. The shoes last a pretty long time. It's pretty neat is the shoes. I can't really show you, but there's a dot underneath the shoe, and when it gets to that dot, it's time to replace. The pins are stepped. Down here, it's bigger than up here. It's a very strong clutch, and you can change the weight. This is a very tunable clutch, guys. This is probably my favorite clutch. It can be a pain in the ass to tune. Well, it is a pain in the ass to tune, but once you get it right, this is a very good clutch. So when you're installing your flywheel, what you want to do is when you put your collet on, so you put your collet on, right? I don't use no thread lock on my collet, nothing. It can be a little tight. Oh, I got it on an angle. Whoops. So once you get your collet on, grab your crankshaft and pull it all the way forward. And then push your collet all the way on. Okay, you guys missed a little bit. All I did was I put the flywheel on. I just added a little bit of Loctite and then tightened the nut down. I did like a newbie camera mistake. I was filming when I didn't think I was filming and wasn't filming when I wanted to be filming. So that's all you guys missed, was me putting the flywheel on. So now we're going to shim this. just gonna start with 3 shims here. Big bearing. On another thing I almost forgot to mention was clean all of your clutch parts, especially your clutch parts, because you never know, they could have oil on them. This clutch bell had oil on it. Okay, so no Loctite at first. I'm just going to tighten this down. Measured play we got. When your clutch is correctly set up, it should spin like this. Oh yeah, something's not right. It's not spinning at all. The ProTech bells are heavier. Dang it. Okay, so I got the clutch bell all shimmed. Spins nice. This was a real pain. It took me about, I don't know, 2 hours to figure this out. Basically, the 2 bells are different. This bell pushed the bearings in deeper, so which means the clutch bell sat a lot further back, opposed to this one. This one sat way too forward, and basically I couldn't put any shims underneath it. It kept on locking up. So I had to do a lot of fiddling, but I got it. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why it was like that, but who cares? I got it. I had shims everywhere. I was doing a lot of tinkering, that's for sure. So while our engine's out and it's easy access, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this cover here. I'm going to look down the exhaust port. I'm going to turn until we have bottom dead center, or BDC. BDC means your piston's at the bottom of its stroke. See how it can't go further down? It can go up. TDC means top dead center. We want to put it at the bottom. So while it's at bottom dead center, I got a permanent marker, and I'm just going to, and I'm going to put a little mark there to indicate bottom dead center. This is going to help a lot during the break-in, so instead of feeling around, you know for a fact it's up bottom dead center because you got the little mark. Always put your engines at bottom dead center when not in use. Man, finally we can put these motor mounts on. So what you want to do is have these fins to the outside. We're just going to take these screws out. Make sure you lock these suckers. Yes, they do have lock washers on them, but you really need Loctite on these. My buddy lost these screws actually on his 8T. In that one video when we went to the skate park, he lost his screws, so he couldn't run. Just gonna slide these screws in here. I'm going to put some thread lock on them. That should do it. Kind of just gonna mock it up. So once these screws start to snug up with your ball end, don't go any farther. Use a 90-degree Allen key, because what will happen is if you go too tight with a ball end, you'll break this off. So we'll just use a 90-degree Allen key, and we'll start tightening these little buggers. So I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I'm not putting lots of force on one screw at a time. I'm doing small increments and going back and forth, back and forth. That's just gonna ensure even pressure. Come on, let's go. Alright, one more round on this side. There we go. We're gonna make sure our mark is at BDC. Bam, we're getting real close. I could actually put this engine in if I wanted, but it's just gonna be in the way. Bam! The engine's not bolted in, it's just mocked up. But man, that looks sweet. Not no Losi, but an OS. Couldn't resist the deal I got. Oh, and I ended up not using the 2 clutch bearings that came with the clutch bell. They just really didn't feel that great. So I ended up using the Avid clutch bearings.